Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Face Strange Fake episode number 11 reaction. Okay, the previous episode, yeah, it was one of the craziest episode. Gilgamesh got sniped. Like, obviously it was not really his fault. He just got completely like robbed. Like, Ishtar came in, completely turned off like his gate of Babylon, and taking that opportunity, Alcides shot him. Enkidu thankfully saved him from the initial shot of Alcides that would have probably pierced his heart. But then after that, the true berserker comes in and just like puts a hole through Gilgamesh's chest, and like that was crazy. And we had a lot of like battles like here and there as well. We had the whole Jack the Ripper versus Alcides kind of situation. John comes in, like he's not dead. Well, I think like everyone kind of guessed it. Like they wouldn't kill him off because he had that gauntlet. Um, we also had Richard versus Gilgamesh. All these different things happened, and finally Ishtar comes in and just completely scams Gilgamesh and goes away. So yeah, let's see what happens today. Let us get started. I will be putting the timer over here, sync the original video to the timer and watch it alongside my reaction. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. What the? Oh, is he in the dream? Tsubaki, like hmm. Yeah. This is Tsubaki's house, right? Ah, there we go. Hmm. Kuroka Tsubaki. Alright. Also, I've been hearing apparently they're skipping a lot of stuff. That is so sad. Obviously, I have no idea because I'm just watching it as an anime only. Like I have no context to any of this. So what I've been hearing that they in the previous episode especially skipped out a lot of stuff, like by a huge margin. That is so unfortunate. Like I don't know, man. Like yeah, obviously the anime is great, like but it's like skipping stuff from the source material is something that always displeases me. Skipping stuff and changing stuff, I don't like it. I cannot tolerate these two. So that is just so unfortunate. Like like that one of my favorite like franchises got this treatment again. But yeah, well, nothing we can do, I guess. Hmm. Whoa. Okay, so these dreams are personalized. Oh no, this is Ayaka having a dream. Okay, never mind. Ah, damn. Suffering from success. Oh no. Ah, that's what he's saying. Nah, that's not good. If they realize that you're doing that. Hmm. So this is where his fascination from for King Arthur comes. Change the ability to pass on scores. Hmm. Oh damn! Yeah, why did you go out and start attacking, bandits? Okay, so this was like a normal dream arc I was having, not like a. I thought this was like Subaki's influence or something. Never mind. Hmm. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, I guess no. I think it's probably. Yeah. Yeah. Damn. Mm. What? Oh, wait, is this real? Like I'm talking about like real, real, like in reality as well. I need to check. Damn. Well, the golden one is in a little bit of trouble now. What? Who? Oh, it's Clan Kaladin. Yeah, okay, how do you come back to life? Was it the gauntlet? Hmm. Science of combat. Ooh. Oh, damn. So we are in a dream. Yeah. So wait, so assassin and assassin and Sigma got transported over there, closer to Sivaki's house. Yeah. Okay. Oh wait. The writer's also here. Yeah, the berserker. Oh, Enkidu. Oh, here we go. Oh, she used her command spell, I think. Hmm. Oh, they're gonna bring his name up. Yep, name drop finally. Oh no, they already name dropped him. I forgot about it. Sorry. Announcement. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, there you go. Bring him back and one for treatment. I see. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Phoenix. Yeah, this is your shrine? Yeah, that's why she's in a vessel. Okay, power side left. Oh, that's how. Since they both got summoned. Yeah, you're protecting humans? Okay. Well, oh, great. Damn. Wait, are we going to finally see Rin here? I don't know. Oh, wow. So everyone got transported in a different section. Couldn't find. Why the eyes? Hmm. That's not well guarded. What? Is he gonna do something? Alright. Oh, oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh. Hmm. No, I think this is like we saw in the real world. They had this kind of a different appearance. They had like patches all over their body. That is fun. Hmm. Gas pipe explosion. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I just realized something. So it's not that they got transported different places. Only Sigma and Assassin got transported into the dream. They are still here. These guys. Oh. Mm. Mm. Right. Mm. Well, he's an author. Mm. Oh no, they are. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'll talk about this later. Yeah. Okay, so these guys got transported. Sigma got transported. Well, they look the same. Yeah. Mm. Oh my god. Okay, this is where he gets summoned. Oh. Oh. Mm. Yeah. Uh. I guess he's talking. Wait! It's Red Riding Hood! Or whatever that is. Location closest to us. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Makes sense. Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't realize this is the same place. Damn. Okay. Maybe booster. Oh wow, they put. Oh damn. There's a. I see. Yeah, Waver is calling him continuously. Oh my god. Oh boy, here we go. Oh yeah, she's. Hmm. 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 Right. Yeah, so he has memories of Gilgamesh and Kire as well. East. Oh my god! Hey! What? It's Cerberus. Oh, it's Enkidu. No. No, that's not Enkidu. What? That's. Wait, whose voice is that? Is that Francesco? What? Wait, who was that? Mm. Wait, what? Hello? Okay, that was not. I was not expecting that. So that's not Ayaka. Okay, what is going on? That's the last thing I would have expected. Interesting. Also, yeah, I literally was saying I thought Ayaka had like dark hair. Like, why is she blonde here? So okay, so this is not the true Ayaka. Like, then what is okay? Okay, right, and there you go. That was today's episode. So That was an interesting episode. Quite a few developments, I would say. Like episode number 11, that was. Now, a few things happened today. Like, obviously, there's no fighting or anything, but there was like a lot of developments today. First and foremost, okay, so it took me a while to properly understand what's going on. So, Subaki brought in a few people into her dream. The people that she brought in are Sigma, Assassin, over here, as we see. Then we have the Clan Kalatin members, uh, Ayaka, and um, wait, yeah, Richard, and them. Anyone else they brought in? No, I think that's. Oh no, Flat, Flat. Um, the father. I forgot his name. The the observer, the one who the guy from the church. And his the girls who are like helping him out. Those guys. Yeah. So these few. Are there anyone else who got transported in? No, I think these are the few who got transported in, and that's why they're like in like separate sections. And while all of that is going on, we have the people outside. We have Orlando. We what's his name? Alexander Dumas. He mentioned that he would have also gotten captured into it, but he wasn't. He was able to get away from it. So they are outside. Obviously, we have those guys. The guys who are watching. I forgot that guy's name. It's been a while we have seen him. The guy who summoned assassin, true assassin. Him. They're also there. Francesca, they're also outside. Obviously, and Enkidu, Gilgamesh, Tine, they're also outside. And everyone else is outside, obviously. So these few are the ones who got transported in, and it took me a while to understand that, because I was trying to figure out like who were the ones who got, or was it like the whole city that got transported in, or like what else was going on. I was trying to think, but yeah, that's the basic situation here. um so that is what is going on. On top of that, we also get to see a little bit of Richard's backstory, like backstory, like very backstory, because it was back when he was a kid, and Ayaka was seeing that in her dreams. Yeah, that we also saw. We also got to see Tine trying to bring back Gilgamesh. She already used to command spells. Now, like I guess like she wasn't really that prepared. Like nobody was prepared for that. Like in that moment where Gilgamesh's power got completely taken out and he got like shot by true berserker. Neither was Gilgamesh expecting that, nor was anyone else. So obviously being a very new to this whole Grail War, Tine is someone who is inexperienced. So she couldn't figure out what to do, because like if she was someone who was experienced in battle and she didn't panic at that moment, what she would have done is she would have used her command spell to probably bring Gilgamesh to her. Or just make Gilgamesh like get away from there. Um, that's what she could have done. But obviously, like I said, she's not really accustomed to any of this, and seeing Gilgamesh, someone who she saw as a like powerhouse, obviously she has been seeing what is going on, and to him, Gilgamesh was someone that could never lose. And I feel like to an extent, a lot of people who are watching this show as well also looked at Gilgamesh like that. Me as well, like because honestly speaking, I haven't seen Gilgamesh lose that much, except a very few moments. That too was his own, because of his own arrogance. Like especially like the battle against Shiro. Because of his own arrogance, he lost over there, and and yeah, and other than that, I don't think I've seen Gilgamesh lose, or something like that, that much. Yeah, obviously he's like this person who's just so overly like overly egotistical, prideful, and just like says some crazy ass things. But he's also someone who does it. That's what Gilgamesh is. So Gilgamesh was someone in a lot of our eyes, who probably could never lose in this. Unless he's fighting someone who's like of the same caliber as him, like maybe like Enkidu, or like someone else, maybe like who's like extremely strong or something like that. But like this, nobody thought. So yeah, obviously Tina wasn't expecting that, and Tina had this faith in Gilgamesh. Like obviously, like she has been seeing Gilgamesh in like like action, and in her head it was probably like, yeah, this person can never lose. And then that happened, so it like panic set in so much that she couldn't really do anything at that moment. But then she recovered Gilgamesh, and then she, as they showed, she used two of her command spells, one to bring him back, and the second to like treat him. And that's the current situation that is going on, right? And yeah, so that was that. We also had Richard telling everyone, like from Clan Calatin, to like, do they have the like the resolve to kill a little girl? Then he's like, no, like if you guys don't have to do that, I'll take that burden. I've done it before, like, so the second time it won't be that difficult. But then Ayaka was like, no, you also don't have to do it. Like you, and I guess like in a way you could say Ayaka, like her own situation with the Riding Hood, the Red Riding Hood thing that's going on, where she didn't help that little kid, when that kid needed it, like that whole story, Mr. A, Mrs. A, that whole story, where she didn't help and that is like kind of like a phantom haunting her, or we don't really know exactly what this Red Riding Hood thing is, but for now at least that's what we're thinking. This is like a phantom of her past or something like that, that's constantly bothering her, haunting her. She also before, at the very beginning, like like few episodes, there was a section where she calls it a curse of her, as well. So she doesn't want Richard to go through something like that, which he'll regret in the future, and that's why she's like you have to protect that girl. Like I'll do the the dirty work. But then Richard was like, okay, then we'll have to protect her in whichever way possible. We have to bring her out of this, right? And then we have Flat in action again. Flat with his like very quick brain, he immediately deduced that like how this world is working. So it's basically not continuously like bringing everything from reality to this dream. It's kind of copy pasting based on intervals. Like for example, it's like copy pasting the original world at maybe like 11 a.m. and then maybe the next copy paste happens at 3 p.m. Something like that. So the slot machines aren't working. That's why. And a lot of things are not, which continuously move or work, they're not working like that. It's just copy paste. So he immediately deduced that. He also realized how this place where he's in, the place where the magic circle is like exhausted, someone might be there in the real world, which as we see is actually Gilgamesh and Tine, like, and Enkidu over there. Enkidu also realized someone is here in the another plane of existence. And then Flat was also like, oh, like look, I have a like my what do you call it, the thing, the signal is here, so this must be very close to the original world. Let me put the phone here so that we can make some connection to the original world. And that's how he was able to contact Waver as well. So all that stuff is going on. Enkidu is probably going to do something. I'm not exactly sure what Enkidu is doing, but he brought out the chains of heaven. And I don't know what exactly he's doing, but we'll see next episode probably. Right. And also, Cerberus is here in this world. I don't know how. Does that mean that Alcides is also here? That is another bigger headache that's coming our way, if that's what's going on. Right. And then we have one confirmation. Did you see Ayaka Sajo there? Flat is like, oh, Ayaka is here. Like, oh damn, I didn't know that. So apparently Waver contacted Ayaka. She's apparently in Romania. Okay, so one thing, I'm not exactly like, I think it looks like she has dark hair here. Yeah, right? I'm not sure if this is a shadow. Like, she's like in an alleyway when she's talking, you can see. This is a real Ayaka, I'm assuming. So I'm not sure if that is the shadow of the alleyway that is making her hair look dark, or if that's actually her hair color. But this is actually Ayaka's hair color. This is supposed to be Ayaka's hair color, like a not completely black, but like a grayish, like dark grayish type of thing. Let me check. Ayaka Sajo. Yeah, this is the prototype Ayaka that is supposed, like, she wasn't supposed to be, her hair wasn't supposed to be yellow. So I thought the reason why Ayaka's hair is yellow in Phase Strange Fate is because maybe this is like a different series. That's why, like something like that I thought. And there's like some sort of like a parallel world kind of setting going on over here, because Zelre is involved here, and we all know like Zelre is the person who can like look at multiple like instances, and we literally saw at the very beginning of the show where Zelre was like decided that this Ayaka Saja would be the protagonist. He can look at different worlds. So I thought like in a similar fashion, this was like a separate like world kind of thing, like parallel line world going on in Phase Strange Fate world. That's why here the Ayaka that we see has like yellow hair. That's what I thought. But no, turns out there's a possibility, as we see, that the real Ayaka is actually like, has dark hair like this. Again, like I said, I'm not exactly sure if this is like the shadow of the alleyway that is making her hair look dark, or if that's the original hair color of the real Ayaka. I think this is the original hair color of real Ayaka. So, as Waver says, if so, then who is this girl? The yellow haired Ayaka. That's interesting. Like, that is a development or a revelation I never would have guessed or never would have expected. Like, what the hell? Also, there was another thing that happened here. Who the hell was that contacting Tsubaki? Okay, let me just look at this section. I'm so. Okay, thank you. I'm the one that was once called a god of a particular place. Okay, I need to check this section. Who the hell is this? It's so dark, I cannot properly see. Is this a girl or a boy? I cannot even say. I cannot even figure that out. I'm a god of a particular place. Nowadays, I'm merely that which remains of that deity. Okay, apparently this god has white hair. I don't know why. They're like showing like the lower part of the face. And the first thought that came to my mind when I looked at this like face is Solomon. Or Gate, yeah, whatever, like that's what I thought. I was like, wait, what? Like that looks like him, like, right? Like the lower part of the white hair, especially the way it's falling. I'm not sure. Like, but anyway, like again, who the hell is this? This is like a new development. But this person calls himself or herself as a god who of a particular place. Nowadays, I'm merely that which remains of the said deity. And this person is contacting Tsubaki. Now, there was a part where I was thinking if this was supposed to be like, the writer, like, her Tsubaki's servant. But we saw Tsubaki's servant make a contract with her before. That voice and this voice is not the same. So I'm guessing this is something else. So, we'll see. What else god is getting involved here? Like, I guess this person doesn't really call themselves a god. They said like, I'm the remains of a god. Like, so now like the only god here is Ishtar. Who the hell? Who else is here? Can be here. You know what? Whatever. We'll see. But yeah, that face. I'm looking at that face. The first thing that came to my mind was Solomon. I'm like, what the hell? It looks like him. Oh, but yeah, we still haven't seen the proper face, so we'll have to wait. Damn, we're getting new developments, new characters and all. Oh, also they mentioned Rin. Waver was like, not Waver, but Gray was like, oh, should we contact Miss Tosaka? And Waver was like, nah, like that girl is gonna make things even more complicated. No need to bring her in. I do hope they show at least a cameo of Rin or something. And we did get to see like a little picture of them, but like like a proper cameo, like hopefully in the future. Or I don't know if actually Rin gets involved in Fate Strange Fake. I have no idea. Whatever it is, I do hope they at least show her a little bit. Like, you know. Okay. Right, and that is the current situation. Oh boy, a lot of things are happening, like I said. Um, Alright, let me talk about this properly now, like scene by scene. First and foremost, this first section we had Assassin Sigma got transported to Subaki's house, that place, and this is where they realize that something's going on because Sigma cannot like detect Watcher, and then Subaki comes in, and Subaki's like, oh, like I found you guys, like like yeah. Then we get Richard's dream, or I guess Ayaka's dream, not Richard's dream. Ayaka's dream of Richard when he was little, and his mother. And Richard here expresses his concern over the fact that he's too damn good at everything. So how will he be able to make friends? And this is where we see, like, I guess this is how he gets his fascination about King Arthur, because his mother always used to tell him stories about King Arthur and how they are these people, these symbols that people never have forgotten, and all that stuff. Okay, there's a few things that his mother says, which is very, I guess you could say, which is very what do you call it? Like it's probably something that made like a huge impact on Richard. For example, this part. She says, if you're truly able to do everything, cherish the ability to pass on stories. Pass on? Yeah, so basically she's saying that do something that is going to make, people like, I guess, like, not people, but like you'll be like passing on your story to someone else, just like how King Arthur has passed down his whatever. God damn it, man! Like pass down their stories of the Round Table and like knights and everything, and how this is like a legend, the King Arthur's legend and all that. Like that. Do something like that that makes people know about you and your story gets passed on. And then she says, let me tell you the story of the King of Knights who raced through Britain with a sacred sword in their hands. Yeah. So, like, and here we get to see their stories, like Richard's story, backstory a little bit, and how he was so fascinated by King Arthur. Right. Okay, and then we had like a little section with Ayaka and Richard. Ayaka telling Richard about the dream and all of those. Richard getting embarrassed, and then Clan Kalatin coming in. Yeah, and they mentioned this whole place as a reality marble, which kind of makes sense. Like that they got transported in, and we have the others, like like in this world, like in this reality marble, they are the only ones that are here. Everyone else is like gone. Like the city is like empty and everything. Okay, so now here's another thing. I'm not exactly sure what is going on with Subaki's parents, because like there's a I feel like I don't know. Like we saw in the real world, like they had like patches on their body, and same with like a lot of other things we saw have patches. For example, those deers that we are seeing, the deer, the rabbits and everything. If you remember in one of the past episodes, we saw them having those patches, and their eyes became like vacant, and they were like just roaming around like zombies in the real world. So anyone that gets kind of transported in this world, that's what happens to them in the real world, I guess, in a way. So that's why I'm thinking, what about her parents? Like, and what's going on in real world? Is her parents dead because of that, or are they still somehow there and their consciousness just got transported to inside the reality marble? That's what I'm thinking. I guess we'll get our answers later, but for now, It could be anything. It could be her parents are still alive, maybe, you know, and they're just living inside that dream now. Or it could be just like a, you know, like whatever, like just like a, like a recreation of her parents inside of the dream that she's in, and her real parents are actually dead outside, like that. Either way, um, yeah, and that is what is going on. Like a lot of servants uh, were able to escape, and a few of them were swallowed. And as we see here, um, Hippolyta and oh, they literally show it here to us. Alcides got taken in. So yeah, Alcides is also here in this world. God damn it! Like Cerberus is here, so I guess it makes sense. Um, yeah, most of them were swallowed up whole. Yeah, on top of the seventh power after Night King Gilgamesh came. Okay, so that's that. Then we get to see Tine trying to bring back Gilgamesh. Enkidu comes in, and yeah, he's like, I'm going to help you guys because currently, like, I'm just a tool, and in this situation, uh, what's that part? The reason I came here was because I wanted to know a little bit more about you, and I'd be able to lend a hand. Uh, okay, wait, no. About us. Gil made no attempt to kill the one who was trying to use him, so I got curious. Yeah, now that is true. Like, I feel like this is also very true. Like, I feel like this is also like one of the first times I've seen Gilgamesh actually kind of cooperating with, like, and not really cooperating. Even like Gilgamesh is doing whatever he wants to, but like he's actually like speaking in a civilized manner with someone, or actually kind of communicating with someone. Usually Gilgamesh is just like, like, oh, like, I don't care about you, like, who gave you the right to look at me, that kind of thing. Teenage is like one of the exceptions like that we have seen, where Gilgamesh actually kind of listens to her, or at least gives her the time of the day. And yeah, like, I guess I never really thought about it, but it is true, as Enkidu says, that's why I got curious. Like, because technically Tine here is, she herself explained it at the very beginning, she's trying to like get back this city from like the mages and everything, and she wants to like make use of Gilgamesh's help. That's why. So technically she is using Gilgamesh for her own reasons. So if it was someone else that did this, Gilgamesh would have just probably, I don't know what he would have done. But the way he treats Tine is very different. So it is true. I guess it's probably because Tine is a kid. Like, like something like that. Because, like, I don't know, like, technically, like, I've said this before, Gilgamesh, like, is a person who, like, what can I say? Like, he he's he puts respect on people who are actually genuine, and who like, if there's someone who has something like some kind of a intention of like using someone or doing some, like, like, he doesn't tolerate those type of people. He believes in, I think, like he believes in people's potential, like, humanity's potential. Like, and when there's people who are just like, like, does something for their own selfish gain or whatever, he doesn't like that. So, and children are one of the only, like, like beings, you could say, that are like, that still haven't become a proper, like, like a personality. They haven't like grown, because they're still in the process of growing. They're still kind of a blank slate. you know so in that way, I think that is why, like, Gilgamesh, probably in front of children, Gilgamesh would not act exactly the same as he would act in front of like a grown ass old man who is probably trying to manipulate other people to do something. While Tina here, even if she is trying to make use of Gilgamesh, she's still like a blank slate, as someone with infinite potential. who could become someone, like with like a, like a good potential, like, person. So that's probably why, I think. I don't know. um yeah, either way, that was that. And that's why Enkidu's like, I'm going to help you guys out for now. Then Ishtar, we get to see that now. Ishtar, the reason I was also wondering, how the hell did Ishtar get summoned here? So apparently, Ishtar kept like some sort of an activation thing where she's going to get summoned if in the same place Gilgamesh and Enkidu get summoned. And oh my god, as we can see, her grudge is so damn crazy. He, like, she's like, yeah, if these two come together in some like place, I'm going to go there and I'm going to make their life hell. There we go. If that disrespectful king and that cheeky doll were to meet once again. Okay, people might be, who haven't played FGO and everything, probably might be confused here. By cheeky doll, they're talking about Enkidu, because Enkidu's clay. you know, yeah, he's basically clay. He is, as Enkidu himself mentioned, he is a tool, you know, and to clarify it, a tool created by the gods to take care of Gilgamesh. But like we all, like I talked about it before as well, how they became friends and everything, and became a threat to the gods themselves. And then Ishtar came in. Ishtar got rejected. Ishtar got pissed off. Ishtar tried to, like set Gugulanna on them, and then they killed Gugulanna, and then Ishtar got even more pissed off, and all those things happened, and yeah, right. They killed Gugulanna, right, or something like that. I've forgotten. Anyways, um, yeah. So that's how Ishtar is here. Oh my god. Okay, and then we get to the Flat section where Flat uses his brain, his incredibly smart brain, to kind of deduce like what's going on. The whole copy paste thing he kind of figures out. We also get that section with Orlando and Alexander Dumas, where Dumas is like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to try to do something. At which Orlando's like, why? Like, you don't need to do that. I didn't give you that, that order. And Dumas says that all these people, he mentions each and every one from Grand Calatin. It's like all of these people, they're inside over there. And they're in my head. They're already part of my story. So I'm not going to do anything. Like, I'm going to try my best to, kind of bring them out of here, and like make us, because that's what he's about. He's like making like stories, and like that kind of thing. What power I can give you guys as an author. And he then, yeah, everything I found out, they're all here in their entirety. You learn all the names of his subordinates, don't you? They're all central characters in my piece now. There you go. And that's why he's going to go in there. Okay. And then the Richard section. Now the Richard section is kind of interesting, because like I said, oh no, before that Richard section, we get the section where we see Tsubaki making a contract. So at the beginning, you can, like, this has been revealed before, but Tsubaki was someone who her parents exploited. They put, like, the experiments on her and everything. Kind of like a Sakura situation, I guess you could say. Like, almost. Sakura went to way worse though. Yeah, but it's kind of like that. And that's why she was like, oh, don't abandon me, mother and father, I'll do it better and everything. And that is when she summons, or not she summons, but something gets summoned here. And this thing is like, let me ask you, are you my master? It's like a distorted voice, and I do wonder what the true identity of this thing is. It's like death, kind of, like, it kills everyone and brings them into like a, into like a dream, into their own world or something. Maybe like some sort of a, what can I say, like some sort of an entity that transports you into a dream by killing you on the outside, like a succubus or an incubus or something like. Yeah, I don't know. Is that something like that? Maybe. Right. Anyways, but no, I don't think it will be like an incubus or succubus because technically incubus and succubus is, I don't know. But they're the only creatures I can think of who can like interfere in people's like dreams and like like a that kind of thing. And they're also like kind of like a demonic nature kind of creatures. They're the only thing that I can think close to. So it's some sort of an entity like that probably. Like yeah. Anyways, okay, and yeah, this is where the Richard section comes in. So Richard says that you guys from Khan Karadin will not do anything, because I know you guys are ready to show your resolve, but I want you guys to remain as knights, those knights that I heard stories of, the ones who were this paragon of justice. Like he's talking about like the King Arthur and the Round Table Knights. So I was never able to become that because he a lot of things happened in his life as we saw. There was that whole section where they show, I'm guessing, I think that was like that execution scene, that was like something related to his brother. I forgot. I literally read this a few days ago when I was reacting to one of the episodes where I went and looked at Richard's backstory. I've already forgotten about it a little bit, but there was something to do with his brother where some like he like had to kill his brother or something. I think that's what he was talking about here. And he says like I was never able to become those people that I like longed to become, those type of people, the knights who save others and this paragon of justice. So I'll do the bad work. I'll kill Subaki if needed. You guys won't do anything because you guys still have the potential to become those like knights, like that I looked up to. And I don't want you guys like like dirtying your hands. No, I'll do it. My hands are already dirty. That kind of thing. But then Ayaka says that no, like because you can see like Ayaka kind of gets like a vision of Red Riding Hood again, and takes up the hoodie. Yeah, and I guess she kind of correlates it. She's like, no, I cannot let Richard do this because if he does this, it'll be like a curse on him again. Just like I'm being haunted by my own curse, I don't want Richard going through that. Um, so she says like, no, let me do it. But then Richard is like, all right then, I'll have to try my best to save Subaki then, instead of killing her. So let's do that. And then they get interrupted by Cerberus. Right. Also, the flat section as well, like flat, like makes a connection. Like he's like, oh, like this, like someone is here in this other place. Here we go. Location closest to the outside the boundary field. Yeah, he talks about the copy paste here. Perhaps something that couldn't be copied is right here in reality. Obviously, they cannot copy Gilgamesh and all of them over there. So he's like, yeah, something like that. And he's right, exactly right. Even Enkidu's like, oh, there's someone here. Yeah, and he brings out the chains of heaven, and I'm not sure what he's going to do here. He says like, I'm just a tool for someone, so I'm going to help you guys get out of this situation for now. And then he was able to contact Waver, as you can see, because this is the place closest to the outside world. The signal is back. Okay. Right, and then there's two in like things that have not been explained properly that happens in today's episode. First is this section where Subaki suddenly gets like a contact from someone who calls themselves a vestige of a god, or like this person was a god, and now it's just like a vestiges. So this, and the fact that Waver says at the end that, oh yeah, apparently Ayaka's supposed to be there, but I contacted Ayaka. Ayaka is not, like in Snowfield. She's in Romania. So who the hell is this person then? So those two like things, like, which I guess we'll get to know later. But the Ayaka thing surprised me the most. I was not expecting this Ayaka to be like a different Ayaka or something. Like, then who the hell is this then? Right. Damn, everyone's fake. Fate, strange, fake, right? Sevens are fake. Even Ayaka's fake, apparently. Like, damn. You're right. So there you go, and that's where it ends. Let's see. A lot of interesting things got revealed. I think there's not enough time to probably get the answers to them. This is already episode 11. I think there's two more episodes after this. So all these questions that we got today, not these, but these two questions, that goddess or god, whoever that is, that's contacting Tsubaki, I think that might get revealed in these upcoming two episodes. But I feel like the whole Ayaka mystery probably will not get revealed anytime soon as to what's going on. So yeah, let's see. So there you go. That was my reaction to episode number 11 of Fate Strange Fake. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.